Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome. How y'all doing today? It's good to see you. I'm going to get to the meat of this very quickly because as I was with my beautiful wife today, and I mean it, I see people like Owen Benjamin talk about his beautiful wife. Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, I must say, but I also must say, come talk to me when your wife's 44. Come talk to me when you've been married for 25 years. And regardless of the physical appearance, folks, don't get me wrong. I am very, very fortunate. The woman that I love, that I scarce can consider life without, is actually extremely beautiful. She's got the curves where girls should have curves. She's also many other things. Oh man, my wife is, I should tell her this. Listen, before I gush right now, I just realized I haven't really told her in the words that I'm about ready to use that what I feel about her in some time. So maybe I should say that for her. And I do want to be respected by you as a man. I come to you as a man, as someone that is masculine. I'm top of the food chain. I kill stuff and eat it. There's nothing around here that kills me and eats me. There's many creatures that I kill and eat. Ranging from little doves all the way up to great big deers. And this is part of my life. This is part of my life that has made me who I am. I like to start with music, so let's do it. Mother, do you think you'll drop the bomb? Mother, do you think they'll like this song? Mother, do you think they'll try to break my bones? Mother, should I build the wall? Mother, should I run for parliament? Mother, should I trust the government? Mother, will they put me in the firing line? Is it just a waste of time? Hush now, baby, baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna make all of your nightmares come true. Mama's gonna put all of her fears into you. Mama's gonna keep you right here under her wing. She won't let you fly, but she might let you sing. Mama's gonna keep baby cozy and warm. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Oh, baby, of course mama's gonna help build the wall. good enough. For me. Mother, do you think she's dangerous? To me. Mother, will she tear your little boy apart? Ooh, mother, will she break my heart? Hush now, baby, baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna check out all your girlfriends for you. Mama won't let anyone dirty get through. Mama's gonna wait up till you get in. Mama will always find out where you've been. Mama's gonna keep baby healthy and clean. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. You'll always be baby to me. Mother, did it need to be so high? No. Thank you very much. No applause necessary. What I'd like you to do is to write your request on a $100 bill and send it to P.O. Box 71, Edenville, Michigan 48620. That is, once again, write your ever-loving request on a $100 bill and send it to The Ogre. That's Ogre, O-G-R-E, not O-G-E-R, and all the other weird things I've said. O-G-R-E, The Ogre, T-H-E-O-G-R-E, at P.O. Box 71, Edenville, E-D-E-N-V-I-L-L-E, Michigan 48620. I guarantee you, I get a request like that, I'll play it, folks. I'll try. I don't care what it is. I'll try. I might butcher the hell out of it. Might be one more drink. When I got a hold of this, there's about a half a bottle. And it's empty now, and I just got a hold of it. And I've drank a couple days. I wanted one. To be honest, I wanted some social lube. Mr. Stonley, good to see you, my brother. I wanted some social lube. I wanted to be able to come before you right now and tell no lies. I want my words of life to hold as much iron as my words of death would. And no one here has ever heard me say, I'll kill you, or I'll kill this person. No, folks. My words of death hold iron. If someone was to be so unfortunate as to hear my words of death, it would be too late for myself and them included. But I would hope with my heart of hearts that they would listen to my words of life, that my words of life would ring true, would rise above. I had to turn my vocals up just a little bit. Would rise above the nonsense, the PC culture, the do as I say because it makes me feel good environment that we live in. I want to be honest now and come before you naked as I would stand before God. This young man that went into Walmart and took these lives, I read his manifesto this morning. He's not incorrect. Bear with me that Stop clock is right twice a day. And the first thing I did when this struck me like a ton of logical bricks, I was already thinking about this idea, and then I watched Brian over at High Impact Flicks. I highly recommend him. High Impact Vlogs, High Impact Flicks. Go check him out. He's second to none. And when I listened to him this morning, it unfolded before me. My path became clear. What it was that I needed to say revealed itself to me in an ever expanding blanket of truth spread before me with all good things upon it. And this is what I saw. This is what struck me. If you want sheep, you can get them. If you want these sheepdogs, some cops are proud and call themselves sheepdogs. Well, then occasionally a wolf in sheep's clothing will get in. You can ban all the guns you want. You can do whatever you want. This is nothing. This is a ridiculous. Cory Booker should be gelded and put out to pasture. He keeps referring to my neighborhood. His neighborhood is a neighborhood that's 0.006 black. I do believe that's the statistic. He is a very wealthy young man. His parents were executives in IBM. Yes, that IBM, the one that did the punch card systems for, you know. And if you don't, I'm not going to go any farther. If you don't know, I suggest you go get a fucking history book. The tattoos matched the number, and the number went to a punch card. The punch cards were made by IBM. They were read by computers, and you could store data on them. One of the first mass uses of computers in modern age was to keep track of people that have my bloodline, whether you like it or not. Stefan Molyneux, whether you like it or not. And Stefan Molyneux, not so much. I don't know why I said him. Owen Benjamin, whether you like it or not. I could mention a couple more, but I respect these people. But they can say Akhenazi Jew. They can call me Akhenazi Jew all they want. They can mock my nose. They can do whatever they want. But the fact of the matter is, yes, we rise to the top and happen to have higher IQs, per capita than everybody except for the Asians and a portion of the Asians. Some of the Asians are dumb as a rock too. Anyway, where was I at? I'm coming before you honestly. So I might need a touch more of the drum. That's One Dead Soldier. And I tell you what, I highly recommend it. It's Gekikan plum. It's Japanese plum wine. It's plum delicious. If you want sheep, you can have them. You can get them. You can have sheepdogs to protect them. But a wolf in sheep's clothing can and will come in. You can outlaw anything you want. It is illegal to menace people with a firearm in public. He did that. It is illegal to fire your firearm without any no reason whatsoever where he was at. That's illegal. He did that. It's illegal to point your weapon at someone. I already said menacing. I'm not going to try to draw this out too far. It's illegal to shoot someone, strike them with your AK-47. That's illegal. Also, we can chalk that up. Didn't bother him a bit. It is illegal to mow down, I think the last time I checked, 19 of your fellow human beings, along with 40 others. That's 59 human beings. It's illegal to mow down 59 human beings with an AK-47. Anyone in their right mind? As Cory Booker, does he speak for anyone? He said, most Americans agree with me. And they started spouting off about this stuff. And I'm looking at Al Sharpton there, this greasy piece of shit, has security guards all around him, hung out with Don King and Donald Trump all the time. They're buddies. And now all of a sudden he's got to do Donald Trump is trying to bring him into the fold without just flat out saying, look, we're the same thing, you and I. He is. He's trying hard. But right now, it's beneficial to the reverend, the perverted Al Sharpton to do what he's doing right now. It doesn't, how you doing, MCJK? It doesn't, the only thing this does right now is allow a certain kind of human being, a very weak human being, the kind of human being that can't imagine if the world was destroyed and gone and it was only them. That's one of my dreams. I wouldn't mind it. I'd miss my wife. And then, boy, if they took Lily too, if like Lily was dead too, and it was just only me, the only living creature, it'd be tough. But it doesn't sound too terrible, I won't lie. To some people, that's horrifying, and they need this group mentality, this group think, this protective group mentality where if they have a problem, they can call the authorities in and say, oh, I'm afraid, I'm terrified, and please help me. And they can try to get someone on their side. Listen, the message right now, if the governor of Texas really, really, really wanted to do something, he would get there. I don't know if it's summer, so I don't think they're there. They're closed 6 months of the year. I love Texas, man. They got some of the right ideas. Their government is closed 6 months a year. Closed. They don't pass a lot of bills. That's the government shouldn't. We got too many laws as it is. Hell, call an emergency session and say, right now, we're saying that everyone 18 and over with American citizenship's been a Texan for at least 5 years can carry a concealed weapon. You have to go and tell the police station that you're going to carry a concealed weapon. And we will strongly recommend, but not require, because that would be infringement, a couple of day course to teach you how to use your firearm. And look, people, using a firearm, you can teach yourself. I mean, everyone should know how to use it. But this is the problem. They demonized it. Let me stick to the point. If the governor came out and said that, the problem was all of these people were there and no one was armed. This is Texas. The Texicans, I hope everyone knows what I mean when I say that. The Texicans that were there fighting and took Texas from Santa Ana. I mean, good gracious, man. Folks, Texans took what they have at the barrel of a gun. You're going to tell me now they need to lie down like sheep? Unless someone coming in at Walmart, no one there had a gun? No one there had a weapon? No standing man there had a weapon? Can you understand how easy this would be? People say, well, you're crazy. You want to arm everybody? No, I don't want to arm everybody. The people that want to, and the people that want to generally, and the ones that don't will rise to the surface. And so what I'm saying is it's dangerous to drive a car. Well, the car's a necessity. Well, guns are a necessity too, so bear with me. It's dangerous to drive a car, so we have people learn how to use one, make it a license. That's all in American. Let's stick with the Second Amendment. Let's say if you'd like to bear arms, you can bear it in any way you want. You can put it under your arm. You can have a Glock 17, as I do, under your armpit with, a couple extra mags under the other armpit. That's 52 rounds, something to that effect. You're ready. And you see this coward come in, you just get cover. It's sheep to him. You get cover and draw down. Boom, boom. I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have no compunction and no problem. And when I'm like this, in my mind's eye, I was aiming for like this area right here, and I wouldn't have really just went boom, boom. Yeah, the AK-47. I would have been boom, boom, boom. I would have unloaded. I would have put 17 rounds in him. Drop the clip I said clip. Wow, what a moron I saw. I'll never hear the end from MCJK. Drop the mag. You hear all the controversy, so clip stays with mine. Drop the mag. Have the other mag in there, recharged, and probably pump a couple more into him just to be sure. And then stay my distance and signs of life. That's a 7.62, man. That's a chopper. That's Arnold Kalashnikov. Daggone, man. That's one of them. You don't want to get hit by one of those tumbling rounds, tear you to shreds. And I don't think they should be illegal. If the governor would stand up and say that. If you're 18 years old or older, you can join the military. We are saying now you can carry a weapon anywhere you want. In the bank, yes, in the bank. I mean, the idea, they say no weapons in the bank. Like, what? Are you going to be in the bank? You got your weapon, right? And you're going to be in the bank. Had no plans. You're in the bank now. You're probably ready to withdraw some money, but instead you think to yourself, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to rob the place. You see what I mean? That's an unneeded law. There's already a law against using a gun to rob the bank. Why make it a law that you can't have a gun in the bank on your person? That makes no sense. And if you think it does, fuck you and your family. Listen to reason for a second before you go, but listen. All of these politicians that want to take your weapons from you are well protected. They don't care. They don't carry firearms because they don't want to dirty their hands with something that they are trying to villainize. But the fact of the matter is, all of their entourage are armed and they will shoot you down. They're well protected. How you doing, Gamer 900? It's been a little bit. Good to see you, my friend. Not surprised El Paso is a Democratic-minded city for a while, and gun culture in Texas City, no different than California. Yeah. Well, and this kid says, he said, read his manifesto. I'm really not going to. I was thinking about reading it today, but I tell you what, in my heart of hearts, I don't want to get the information yourself. I do encourage you to, implore you to get the information yourself, but I feel conflicted. MC, if you're still out there, tell me if I should. I feel conflicted. I don't want to read what he wrote on air because I already said he made sense in it, and people could misconstrue that. I mean, even though I said a stop clocks right twice a day, he made a lot of sense in this manifesto. Let me get back. This is my main point, people. If they start talking about it, do the gun manufacturers a favor. Go buy a weapon right now. If you're able to and you've never done it before, go buy one right now. You'll find out the rigmarole you got to go through to get a freaking weapon. I don't know about California. I mean, even in Michigan, they call this state, the nickname, they call it the Great Lakes State, but really what we call it up here is the hunter's paradise, the sportsman's paradise. That's right, not hunter, sportsman's paradise. And still, luckily, the number of people that live in the city that still come to the country, and the number of people that live in the country and depend on hunting and all these other things, the sport of hunting to supply their shop, whatever it may be, that revolves around firearms, bows, crossbows, camouflage, all of these hunting accoutrements. They're constantly battling, and luckily, we outdo them in numbers for now, but it wouldn't take long. And if it wasn't for the Democrats completely destroying Detroit, Trump may not have won Michigan, but they had to keep expanding the borders of Detroit, until now bears roam a lot of downtown Detroit. You're in the city limits, and there's bears there and vacant lots and homesteaders that have turned these old city lots into nice gardens like I have, because I haven't been farmed in a while. That soil's so fertile. It's like in city, yeah, man, the yards have just been sitting there, only had grass growing up for years. They're freaking primed and ready to grow some veggies, and people are doing it. Let me see what MCJK said. I asked this specific question. Let me see if he answered. First, he says, El Paso shooter was a leftist, and yes, I read the manifesto. He said he supported the Christ Church. I'll say that. And yes, you should read it. Okay, I might read a little bit of it. There are several reasons, not the least of which is the hate produced by Democratic language on the issue. I have to agree. Because I'm not ready, I don't even have my reading glasses right here. I don't think I can hardly read your comments. So, but I want to say this. The very first thing that it says is that, this is the inconvenient truth about me. And then he says, I support the Christ Church shooter. So they're going to try to twist it, but MCJK is right. This is a leftist. This is a lefty. He wants to be very controversial, so he used some ambiguous language. But just saying he supports the Christ Church, he already tells you. And not only that, it's these lefties. And my goodness, I'm just seeing now, MCJK, did you see this? Second mass shooting in 12 hours, 9 dead in Ohio. Oh my goodness, I can't screen share. I can't do it. But right now, this is from the Sun. It says double massacre, El Paso Walmart shooting, 29 now dead. I was wrong with the 19. This is all going up. 29 dead. Oh, wait, it's 29 dead in 2 U.S. mass shootings in 12 hours. As gunman opens fire in Ohio after the Texas bloodbath. My goodness. And it looks like they have some video on it. It's happening right now, MC. They're trying. A man named Darren Brown showed that you can hypnotize people that are highly suggestible. He got a guy to shoot Stephen Fry on stage in front of a bunch of people while it was being broadcast live, and the guy didn't know it. And you could say, well, it was staged. It wasn't. It was not. In fact, I think MC, I don't want to put him on the spot. I'm going to quit mentioning you right now, MCJK. It's not out of disrespect. It's actually out of respect. I don't want to keep mentioning you, especially in this context. I already did, so it's kind of tough right now. But, the military has been involved in these things for so long. Why do you think they're trying to manipulate people and see if they can hypnotize people and get them to do things and not remember it? Just to see if they can know, and then they'll do it because they can. The military never, ever develops technology they don't use. The only way they will is if the technology doesn't work. But if they develop technology, in this case, the ability to hypnotize someone, to manipulate their mind and get them to do terrible things, even if it's not specifically targeted to that person, if it's mass targeted, as it is being mass targeted right now, the Democrats are filling people with terror. This kid came, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit of it because I do look at MC as a guru, and I am going to say that I feel a little more emboldened and empowered right now. I'm not giving this kid credence, though. I'm just saying that one of the things he said was, don't call me a hypocrite because I'm saying that these people are they're opening the borders. These people are coming in and they're changing us ethnically and culturally. And don't call me a hypocrite because of the natives that were here when Europeans got here, because now I see what happened. Where are the natives that were here when my European ancestors got here? I saw what happened. I don't want it to happen to me. Okay. A, that's true. And B, that's a lot of fear drummed up inside of him, as he said, by both sides, but mostly. Let's face it, people. Come, let's reason together, folks. I've already been kicked off Twitter. There's 8 people here, and I appreciate every one of you. But this is a small little congregation here. I have no voice outside of just with some friends, and we come and we talk, and we share ideas. That's what it is here. I'm not an earth shaker. I'm not a rainmaker. So, I don't want this tiny platform taken from me because I'm going to tell you the truth right now. Don't surrender your firearms. Ever. Ever. That's how this country started. They said, surrender your firearms, you rebel scum. And we rebel scum here, Americans, my brethren. These are my brothers. I say it again. If you come to this country and you become an American, you learn about our country, our forefathers, you learn what it is to be an American, you swear pledge allegiance to our flag, you are now my brother. You are now my sister. I will die for you. I will pay taxes that I know, and I don't love this idea, but hey, it's the way it is. It's in this society. I will pay taxes that I know go to you and support you if necessary. I'll do anything that I can do to better your life, to help you, to give you a hand up, a lift out. But then to take it a step further and to just, because, if Cory Booker had his way, they'd come. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at my M30 carbine. It's my carbine, man. It's old. It's been mine for a long time. I can knock the eyeball out of a gnat at 50 yards every time. I hit it so clean, it'll skin it, leave the skin on one side and the tallow on the other. That's how accurate I am with it. I can skin a gnat, is what I'm telling you, for its hide and tallow at 50 yards with that fucking rifle. And I love that rifle. All kinds of shit's been talked about it through history. Talked about it couldn't go through a North Korean soldier's uniform when it was frozen at 100 yards. All right. I don't think you'd want to do the test where you soak your clothes down and let them freeze and put them on and go 100 yards, let me shoot at you, because it'd kill you. It'd go straight through you. That's a very powerful rifle. It just has, anyway, I don't want to dwell on that. They want to use this as reasons. Now, Ohio, what's next? Is going to be another one? If there were iron in these people's words, why don't they get together? They're shooting unarmed citizens. If any of you people ever happen across, if someone is thinking right now, and you've come across this live stream, this video, this uploaded later, whatever it may be, and you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to go out there. Hey, look, be a leader. Get some people together. Go and confront the people that are the double tongues. Go confront the proper people, have iron in your words of life and have iron in your words of death. The iron can only come from men, you fucking pussies. There's no iron in you when you shoot down. There's no iron in you when you've allowed your mind to be manipulated in this way from the get-go. What MC has already alluded to in the chat here. Anyone can see it now in the after fact too. Look over there. Look what he said. Men's mind have been manipulated in one direction. For a purpose, it is the Hegelian dialectic being played out in front of us. Am I saying that it didn't happen? It's a hoax? No, I'm not saying that. Now, I don't, to be perfectly honest, I don't know, but if you were to ask me what I felt, I'm going to be honest right now. Yes, this people just went in apparently in Ohio and down in El Paso and just murdered a bunch of folks. When my wife left, I made sure she took her Sig Sauer. Rosie, the Riveter, she calls it. It's a rose-handled P9, P380 is what it's called, I believe. It's a P something 380, whatever it is. It's a 38 auto, beautiful gun. Before you say something about 38 auto, I'll tell you what, it's never jammed ever. It's never had a malfunction one time. Mrs. Ogre would probably not do what I would do, which would be to find cover, draw a bead, and toward the gunfire, and if I had a shot to take it, she would undoubtedly disengage. You know, she'd have her face toward the sound of gunfire. We talked about it. She knows what to do. She'd have her face toward the sound of gunfire, be backing away, trying to find shelter and cover, and get out of the situation. If she encountered the shooter, of course, she would put 8 rounds in him, drop the mag, and have the next round was set. The next mag with, I think the next mag only is 7. In fact, not one of them tubes, so it would be 6. And pumping full of those also. She runs only with critical defense Hornady plus P. I mean, it's got a little rubber thing in the center of the round because it will go through a window or possibly both sides of a car door. That's not guaranteed. It'll go through a window. It'll go through a leather jacket. It'll go through a little bit before it expands. And it's meant to expand in the body. I mean, these rounds are meant to go into the body, discharge the energy, and stay there. They're not meant to go out the other side. The ones Mrs. Over carries. I myself, I carry soft tips. I carry full metal jackets, man, and soft tips. That's it. I'll go every other one. So one will have a lead tip and the other one will be full metal jacket. Why? Because if I fire at it, I want it to go through it. I'm going to put enough rounds through it. And MCJ, look, I better stop because there's military people right now tell me I'm stupid. And I really don't know much about weapons. I just know that I can hit when I'm aiming at the ballistics and things. No, not too up on it. Don't let this be a foot in the door to relegate freedom to the back burner. Let's stand together and always say, no, freedom first, freedom last, freedom in the middle, freedom only. Let's have a dangerous freedom over a safe and secure slavery. Please. If you don't want that, allow me to have it. I never want to be a slave. Common sense guy, good to see you. Just noticed you there. He wanted a lefty. I've got his man. He wasn't a lefty. I've got his manifesto. He wasn't left leaning at all. Same as the Cali shooter. Well, I mean, I tend to feel whatever. I'm not here to argue about that. He did say he was fully supported the Christchurch shooter. Common sense guy, I would say that. So did you feel like he was like, I'll say this instead of trying to make it political anyway, because I don't care. I'm neither one. I would say that these things are apolitical. These are maniacs. I read his manifesto. He said it was the right and the left. He said he didn't like the idea of corporations destroying the earth. He made some good points, but he was obviously, I think maybe the reason why someone might feel like he was a little on the left is because of the environmental things he said. He said he was like Green New Deal language in the manifesto. But that said, whatever his political leanings were irrelevant. What I know is there was no iron in his words. He didn't go to the proper people. He didn't go to anyone that could defend themselves. He didn't even try to have a conversation. I mean, if you haven't already, look at this short little clip that I loaded up from Josie Wales. I did that for a very specific psychological and sociological reason, because this is how a man confronts power and authority if power and authority needs confronted. He goes to the source and says, hey, let me break it down in words of a normal person here, instead of doing what Josie did and what Ten Bears did. They had their dance, their language they used. He said, I'm here to kill you, or I'm here to live with you. Which one do you want to choose? I hope that we all would choose life. I can't believe I'm gutted that it's Ohio. That's really close to us. And I'm glad that Mrs. Ogre has her 6 hour with her right now. And she's not going. She's going to my aunt. We have such a huge amount of produce right now. We can't sell and eat it all. We can't. There's so much, man. I had a milk crate brimming with broccoli, about 15, 20 pounds of broccoli alone today. We picked 2 flats full of snow peas, a couple of small containers full of, we had so much produce, unreal. About 4 big flats of squash and zucchini. But even though she's just going there to our mom, she takes her weapon with her. If she's gone and I see her weapon on her, man, I don't give her hell, but I always say, baby, you left that. That's how I do it too. And she knows what I mean by that. I mean, you left your gun here. Don't do that. Don't leave your pistol here. You have your pistol there because you're a 105-pound woman that's tough. She's tough as hell. I mean, I've been in a brawl with her. I've talked about it on there. I'm not going to tell the story right now. But I have been in a brawl there and watched her destroy a dude with a jack handle from a floor jack, broke his ribs all up in his back. And but that doesn't mean much. She had the jack handle. You see what I mean? And there was a brawl. There were other people there. She wasn't one-on-one with the dude or whatever. And she's a small woman. She's not very big. She's not that strong. She's very strong. I guess, again, it's my wife, so I'm going to defend her, obviously. She's strong for her size, but she's not very strong. And but the 6 hour makes her equal to anything, anyone. She's, as I said, a good shot. And I take it right out. Funny MC. Oh, I see. You're talking to each other. You two talk amongst each other. I'm going to go for just a couple more minutes. I'm getting to my final word. But I'm not going to get in the middle of it. I respect both of you too. And I'm sure that you both have very good opinions. And neither one of you need my opinion right now on your discussion, I'm sure. That's what I love about this community also. That's why I really worry. And if you notice, I'm not smoking my pipe tobacco on air. If I want to smoke my pipe tobacco, turn my back. And it is pipe tobacco. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want them to take this platform from me. Also, this is a place where I come and I talk. I often look back at the chat and see what people are saying. It's important to me to know what wise people think, not what just your, and not everyone here and everyone that comes here is wise. No, but some of you are. You know who you are. And because you've thought hard about life. And you don't just spout off like Cory Booker did with the Reverend. I can't get over that. Reverend Al Sharpton. So, pardon me for 1 second, and then we'll wrap it up. A decision's coming up, and there's not much I can do but speak to you and encourage you to influence who you may. And let's get Donald Trump back in there again if you're American. Let's keep Boris in there. I guess you can't do much about that. Let's elect people that have sense in the UK. And don't blame me because I own firearms. I've never shot anybody, ever. Never brandished. Actually, I've had my weapon in my hands in a couple. That's why I'm for weapons. I've had my weapon in my hand, but I've never, ever, ever pointed the barrel of the gun at someone. I've just had it there. I said, look, don't, what do you, this, I'm not going to take a chance. I mean, it's also known by people that know me, I've been carjacked. I was beaten and left for dead in Bay City, Michigan. First thing the cop told me when I could see it, I'm going like this, no kidding, in the hospital. In my head, I wanted to see the people. And if anybody I'm a little hard-headed sometimes. And yeah, I was alive. First thing he said to me was, man, I've seen people that looked like you, but all of them were dead. I couldn't see without prying my eyes open for 7 days. The 8th day was the first time, and then I had to like strain. It was 2 weeks before I could just open my eyes proper. I mean, I was nearly dead. Boy, I wish I'd have had the old Glock that night. It would have been different. And instead of one guy beaten, there would have been at least one person dead, and I probably would have shot at least 2 of them. I don't know. I may not have had to. I may not have had to shoot anybody. That's the beautiful thing. I may have just had my Glock, and then it would have been okay. But if they push me, I'm not that kind of person. If I have my weapon and someone pushes me, I'm going to shoot you. I don't. Human beings are evil, and you can't allow. If people mistake your kindness for weakness and then you allow it to be weakness, you're putting yourself in a horrible position. You're actually allowing yourself, as these people did in El Paso and now Ohio, to be gunned down. Get a concealed carry permit. Don't patronize places that don't accept it. Tell them too. Write them letters. Say, I would go to your establishment, but people get shot down in public nowadays. I have a concealed carry permit, and I guess you're saying that I'm not wanted in your store, so I'm not coming there. We need to stand up. We need to say, we need to demand that we have a nationwide back to the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment doesn't say how you should bear that arm. It doesn't say if you should do it. Everybody can see it, what kind it should be. It says that, and I understand the beginning, a well-regulated militia, blah, 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 blah. That's a qualifying statement. It doesn't have anything to do with the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. They were giving one reason of many. Some of the founding fathers qualified that reason by saying that the Second Amendment is there in case we get a little crazy here in Washington. And you need to say, whoa. And yes, I'm trying to walk the tightrope, but right now what I'm saying is these people are shooting the wrong folks. Don't go shooting. Go like Josie Wales. Go, though. Go legally with your weapons and demand to speak to power. Demand it. And tell them that your words of iron are there in your AK-47s and in your AR-15s and in your Glock 17s and in your Sig Sauer P-38s, your Smith & Wesson M&Ps, and whatever it is that you may carry. But tell them also that your word of life is there with you and that you only want reason, because as much as Cory Booker may get up on his high horse and talk shit and lie to you and say that most Americans want this, most Americans want us to come and steal your weapons, it's not true. That is not true. What most Americans want is to be free. What most Americans want is to have the ability to stop something like that if it's happening to them, to not be a sheep, to not be someone that's just gunned down. I can almost guarantee you this is a gun-free zone. This is El Paso, Texas. There's guns around there. It's getting more and more lefty, though. Somebody mentioned it in the chat there. How you doing, going, Youper? Good to see you. When you're faced with true life or death, you do not know what you will do till it happens. I train weekly with many firearms, and that still may not be enough. It's very true. But I still rather have the option. Words of wisdom. And I believe something happened to you similar to me. I was carjacked. I mean, I think I know I've heard you. I've listened to a lot of stuff on the internet, but I know I was watching your channel and something bad happened to you and you didn't have your firearm or wasn't able to use it. And yeah, I'd rather to coin an old quote. I'd rather have a firearm and not need it than need it and not have it. Case in point here, people. And they're going to scream and yell, take the firearms from everyone, even people that don't will not, never would harm anyone that was not harming people. I mean, this is, and I got to point out, MCJK says that we can't expect the truth from the mainstream media. There's no way. The legacy media, they're going to lie to you. Even Fox is not going to, because everybody's like, oh, Fox, and Fox is good. I watch them. It's the where I go outside of the internet. But the fact of the matter is, they're just a notch better. They're not years better or light years better. It's just a tiny notch better. And they're going downhill. They got Juan Williams. I mean, they just hired that Donna Brazil not even a year ago, just a few months ago. Donna Brazil. They're going downhill. Pretty soon it won't be Fox at all. It'll just be the mainstream media again, the legacy media, creating shooters from their hysteria. I'm going to leave you with this. This is it too, folks. They constantly tell you that Donald Trump is destroying democracy, destroying the Constitution. Don't give a fuck about the Constitution. Pardon my F-bomb. Don't care about the Constitution. But then they say, all this, we can do something about it. We got to do something about it, meaning we're going to take your farm. Second Amendment. They don't have a problem destroying the Constitution. They don't have a problem destroying your rights and taking your very rights away from you. They don't have a problem with it. They only have a problem with you taking any power from them. And now, folks, be good to your friends. Be good to your family members. Be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved one has done seems to be so huge you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life, and your Second Amendment will depart from you. I think I turned the echo off at the end.